Hey YouTube, welcome back to the channel. This is Chap. It's 4 o'clock Michigan time, June 2nd, and there's a lot of stuff going down in Iran right now within like the last 5 minutes, the last couple hours. Top stories: one of Iran's largest warships sinks in suspicious circumstances. Right here, there's Benjamin Netanyahu. He's on his way out. There it is. The Iranian Navy's largest warship caught fire and sank under mysterious circumstances in the Gulf of Oman on Wednesday, the Associated Press reported from its bureau in Tehran. According to Iranian state media, the 680-foot vessel caught fire around 2 a.m. near the port of Jask and could not be salvaged by firefighters attempting to control the blaze. Hundreds of sailors and cadets were evacuated, with 33 suffering injuries. Iranian officials are said to be investigating the cause of the mysterious mishap. They're saying that a fire broke out in the engine room and spread, and then that ultimately sunk the ship, but I don't know. It just seems a little fishy to me with everything else going on, because number one, if you had to sink a ship, water and stuff has to come in. If a fire rages on the ship, it's not necessarily gonna, compromise the hull. It would just, unless it burned through everything. But these are metal, steel, hundreds of tons of metal, should be pretty fire resistant. Unless, of course, you got hit by a torpedo or a missile or something that would cause an explosion or perforate the side of the hull. Then they take on water and then they sink. Usually fires can get put out and the whole vessel will still be salvaged. So that tells me, in my opinion now, this is my opinion, it tells me that probably something else happened. Because look what else is going on in Iran today, recently. 18 oil tankers in Tehran at an oil refinery erupted and just mysteriously caught fire. A huge plume of black smoke rose over Tehran, and officials are investigating the massive fire that broke out on Tehran's oil refinery, spread to reaching 18 oil tanks. The spokesman of the Iran Emergency Organization, Motaja Khalidi, said the fire led to the ignition of the oil tanks in the Tehran refinery, which prompted the authorities to send 10 fire trucks to the site of the accident. And not like down here, they say they have confirmed that there is no environmental risk pollutant that threatens the lives of residents in the capital. How do you know? You got all this big ass smoke going in there. Some people could get sick from it. But yeah, so just like the ship, these tanks in this refinery, these are made out of like concrete and reinforced rebar, and they're not really fire prone. It's almost like they would have to be compromised, as far as like the fuel would have to be leaking everywhere. So just for a fire to break out, I don't know. It's just, I don't know. They say question everything, right? And on top of this, 2 Iranian Navy ships are on their way to Venezuela, basically traveling right past Florida. They're in the Atlantic Ocean. 2 Iranian naval ships believed to be headed to Venezuela are expected to reach the Atlantic Ocean as soon as Thursday, according to the U.S. officials tracking them. Venezuela, folks, remember, they don't really like us. And Joe Biden's got a busk of their leader in his Oval Office. Go figure that. The ships are on track to round the Cape of Good Hope and reached the Atlantic and were still moving south on Wednesday, reports said. Security officials tracking them said they don't know exactly where the ships are headed, but believe they're heading for Venezuela. The website first reported Saturday, quoting sources who requested anonymity. That means they want to remain anonymous. The fact that the warships are sailing into the Atlantic Ocean could prove a test for the Biden administration as it attempts to negotiate with Tehran about its nuclear program. Yeah, they're still trying to get a nuclear deal, even though Biden wants the nuclear deal where that Obama had, where we got to give them millions of dollars in U.S. currency and put it on pallets and fly it to them. Basically hoping like heck they don't build a nuclear bomb. The ships include the Macron, a former oil tanker converted into a floating forward staging base, and a frigate, the officials said. A frigate is like a smaller ship, smaller than it's like a small warship or a little battleship. Iran has threatened before to send warships to the Atlantic, but has only made it so far to South Africa in 2016, where it settled for an emergency port call. However, Iran has sent tankers into the past to dock in Venezuela, where they delivered oil while defying U.S. sanctions. They weren't supposed to do that, and they did it. Nobody stopped them. Nobody said shit. And you really think the Biden administration is going to step up? And this is scary, folks. It's real scary. This stuff is teetering on a real thin wire over the Grand Canyon, basically, and trying to walk across it, and you could slip at any minute. And you know what's going to happen when you hit the bottom of the Grand Canyon. This is how close all this is to boiling over. Tehran, top officials confirmed the ships, but the Iranian Foreign Ministry Monday warned the United States against action about the warships sailing into international waters. So they're already telling us, look, don't even worry about us. If you even try something, something's going to happen. We're coming this way no matter what. Iran is always present in international waters and has this right under international law and can be present in international waters, Foreign Ministry spokesperson Saeed Khatibzadeh told reporters in Tehran. No country can violate this right. Those who sit in glass house should be careful. Uh-oh. Benam Ben Taleblu, an Iran expert at the Foundation for Defense of Democracies, told Politico that Tehran wants to deepen its influence in Latin America and the Western Hemisphere, and Venezuela offers Tehran a forward operating base. So basically they want to go down to Venezuela within a stone's throw of Texas and Arizona and New Mexico and set up a base there. And Venezuela's like, cool, come on over. And here we are. What do we do? U.S. officials say the ships have stopped a few times during their journey, indicating that they could turn around. But since last Friday, they have been making progress heading south. Senator Marco Rubio, let's go Marco, from Florida, he's the vice chair of the Senate Intelligence Committee, said the United States should prevent the Iranian ships from pulling into Venezuela. Exactly, they shouldn't let them. There are only two reasons why Iranian warships would travel half a world away to make a port call in Venezuela. To deliver military cargo, they have sold them, and to test the U.S. by conducting joint exercises with them. Basically sticking it in our face, hey, we're coming right here close to you. Do something about it. Rubio said on Twitter, we should allow neither to happen. So he doesn't want them to dock because they could give them military, Iran could give Venezuela tons of missiles that could reach our border, reach our states easily. Blow Las Vegas right off the map. A U.S. defense official said there are no plans to send ships to monitor or turn around the Iranian ships. Of course not, Joe. We don't want to mess with Iran. They're buddies with China. Further, the ship's cargo is not known, get this, but a satellite photo of the Macron in April and May, which is last month showed the boats leaving a port in Iran carrying 7 high-speed fast attack crafts on its deck. And another picture taken in May shows that the Macron in the Strait of Hormuz and the boats were still on it. So these got these attack crafts which hold like, I don't know, probably 30 men, 30 people with guns, and they're fast as hell, and they can reach, you could drive an attack craft from Venezuela to our southern California coast. The attack boats are consistent with those used by the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps' Navy, which patrols the Persian Gulf and the Strait of Hormuz, and with those that have been used to harass U.S. ships in international waters in recent months, doing basic drive-bys and flying up on our ships and getting too close. There's like a little area of respect that you don't cross, a line of stay back, don't tread on me. Well, these little ships are buzzing all around the U.S. warships, and obviously we don't have confirmation to take them out because they would have been killed by now. But I don't know. I'm scared of what everybody's doing. They know we got Sleepy Joe in there, and oh man, it's scary. With everything else going on here, our southern border being attacked, ran by the cartel, our elections are all jacked up. We got fake people in the administration. And now this. I'm sure I'm missing a lot more. Oh yeah, pipelines are getting hacked and shut down. The beef industry's getting hacked and shut down. Here's a little video. All it is the ship smoking. I can play it real quick. Your really news. There it is, boy. It's really burning. I mean, could it have sunk just from a fire? I'm not sure. I mean, I guess anything's possible. I'm not a ship expert, but the Titanic really seems to take a so-called iceberg here. Get the hole in it. But yeah, this is what's going on, man. God bless the USA. Thanks for hanging out with me. Until next time, peace.